Hi everyone, this is Adrian.
And I'm Carrie.
And for this episode of the Scent Library, we are going to talk about Angel Share and its clones.
Right. So there are actually quite a few clones out on the market, but we're going to talk about two that I think are the closest that are available on the market right now. So first, let's talk a little bit about Kilian's, or by Kilian's, the house that makes Angel Share. This is an Ecolux perfume company, and they're centered in Paris, and they're created by Kilian Hennessy, the grandson of the founder of the LVMH group that makes the Hennessy cognac and other Louis Vuitton products and stuff. So they're all, their whole brand thing is high-end luxury goods. He began in 2007 after studying for many years with other perfumers and stuff. He launched his own perfume house, and this is one of his very popular perfumes.
Yeah.
This one's gained a lot of traction. It came out in 2020 and very quickly became a very sought after perfume. It's pricey and sometimes hard to get a hold of. It tends to go out of stock a lot. It's mostly done with like natural, once again, like eco-friendly type ingredients. And strangely, they actually post their ingredients list on their website. So you can kind of check that out. And I think that's why a lot of other places have decided that they would copy this one, other than the fact that it is a very popular perfume and a lot of people would like it, but the price for a 50 ml bottle is pretty high.
Oh.
So we'll start off talking about Angel Share, and it's a fairly simple note breakdown. The thing that it's really famous for is a sort of a sweet, cinnamony cognac sort of a smell. It's a gourmand scent, although they call it an amber fragrance, but it's an amber vanilla fragrance, so I guess, heading into gourmand. It has a top note of cognac and middle notes cinnamon, tonka bean, and oak, base notes of praline, vanilla, and sandalwood. So what do you think of this perfume?
It's very boozy.
Yeah. And when would you wear it?
I would wear it in cold weather and at night.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I would think too. I think, you could probably get away with wearing this during the daytime in some settings, but it really is a great evening fragrance and a cooler weather type fragrance. Let me smell the tester strip on this one for a second. Yeah, the cognac really comes out, and it has a nice kind of an alcohol, like cognac alcohol bite to it. Not like an alcohol of like the diluent you smell in some perfumes that are just over diluted with cheap alcohol. And then you definitely smell the light spices, the kind of the sweet praline and stuff, and the other notes like sandalwood and stuff come through as sort of supporting notes. They're not really quite as prominent. The main thing though that you get, I think, is cognac, cinnamon, and praline.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on to our next one. Now, I know it's hard to spot the similarity there.
Just the bottle itself.
Yeah, it's like, it reminds me of something. Obviously, it's a pretty obvious knockoff of the Angel Share, but in a good way.
Yeah.
One thing that I like about these two bottles, and I'll contrast it with the other one that we're going to talk about in a minute, is with the glass, the way that it is set up there with the kind of the ridges and stuff in it. It doesn't show fingerprints quite as quickly as some of the other ones. Some bottles, you touch them and immediately it's just all fingerprinted up and stuff. With the ridges on there, it doesn't come through quite as much at first. It has the same sort of a look to it, the exact same sort of a color. Pretty much, it reminds you right away of what it's copying. Yes. Now, this one neither of the two clones we're going to talk about, this one being Kamra by Lattafa Perfumes, are exact copies note by note.
No, they're not exact copies.
They're not exact copies. What they do, and they do well, is they really hold up the central notes of what makes Angel Share so alluring. And then they put some of their other own motifs, their own sort of scent motifs in as the surrounding and supporting notes. And I think that they come up with a really nice arrangement that more or less kind of definitely reminds you of Angel Share, but without just being a straight up knockoff of it. So I would say this one is a great alternative to Angel Share.
It's also highly sought after.
It is. It goes out of
sells
stock almost immediately. When a website has it, you better get a bottle of it pretty quickly, because it goes out of stock almost in a day or two. And the price on it is amazingly crazy good. Most of the time, I think you can get it for under $40.
Wow.
Yeah, whereas Angel Share, I think it retails for close to $200 or something.
Ooh.
Maybe more, and you almost never get any sort of find any sort of a discount on it, if you can even find it in stock. That's the thing, is they don't have to discount it. It sells out so quickly, even at close to retail price. So this one came out by Lattafa Perfumes, which has quite a few perfumes. They have about 190 perfumes, and they started their house in 2014. Now, many of their fragrances are clones or, alternative to or twist on type fragrances, but certainly not the majority of them. A lot of them are original Middle Eastern type scents, or just kind of mainstream sorts of scents that have their merits all on their own. This one came out in 2022 as a definite knockoff to the Angel Share, and it has top notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, and bergamot, middle notes of dates, praline, tuberose, and mahonial. Mahonial is a synthetic molecule that's kind of a floral lily type of a smell. And then base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, amberwood, myrrh, and akigala wood, which is another synthetic that is kind of reminiscent of patchouli and maybe kind of a hint of like black pepper, and a little smell of like agar wood or oud, but like a fresh oud.
Yeah, so it's not as boozy because
Right.
It doesn't list like a booze note.
No. What I think that it does well is it has a freshness to it that Angel Share does not have. And then it has that nice kind of like holiday spice sweetness to it. But then, a little bit of a Middle Eastern touch with like the dates, tuberose, the myrrh. But it comes out being kind of spicy and fresh at the same time, which I know is kind of a weird thing to try to imagine, but it manages to do it, and it comes out in a really good way. And yet at the same time, it still reminds you very heavily of Angel Share.
Yeah, but not as boozy.
Right. The things that it sort of has in common with Angel Share: cinnamon, tonka bean, vanilla. It has some things that kind of, seem similar, like I think some of the spiciness, nutmeg and stuff, maybe the benzoin sort of create a little bit of a similarity to the booziness, but not like a straight up cognac smell like Angel Share does.
Yeah.
This one lasts a long time. Easy, 3-4 sprays of it will last probably 6 hours. If you spray heavily, 8 or longer. And I can still smell it like on a shirt or a sweater the next morning. I can pick up the clothes and smell it pretty distinctly. So definitely a good buy all on its own. And the nice thing is that it smells a lot like another very popular fragrance. So great alternative if you don't want to pony up like $200 for the Angel Share.
Yes.
Okay, and then we'll talk about another one that is maybe a little bit more of a closer clone to Angel Share. This one is by Maison Alhambra, and I think we established before that Maison Alhambra is some sort of a subsidiary or associated with, in some ways, the Lattafa perfumes. They've spun it off, I think, more for what its intended purposes is, that house. It has about 22 fragrances out. It started in 2020, and nearly all of their 22 fragrances, except for maybe 3 or 4, are straight up intentionally clones. So this one, Kismet Angel, it looks, I don't know if I'd even say it really looks all that similar to the thing, but you can look and see the bottles look pretty different.
Yeah.
The juice looks about the same, but hey, there's what all colors are you going to see? Usually, amber or clear or something like that, or blue. This one maybe has a scent profile that is closer to Angel Share, I think. More clone-like than just sort of, good alternative or, a twist on. This one was launched also in 2020 and just kind of gained a little bit more popularity recently, I think, when people started looking for clone alternatives to Angel Share. This one came out with top notes of honeycomb, vanilla, and amber, middle notes of cognac, cinnamon, caramel, tonka bean, and base note of dark chocolate.
Yummy.
So let me see the test strip on that one. I want to remind myself. Yeah, this one probably, to me, smells
closer.
A lot closer to Angel Share.
Because it has cognac.
Yeah, and you definitely notice it. I honestly noticed the cognac in Kismet more so than in Angel Share. I feel like it really pops out and it smells like a real glass of cognac.
Oh.
I like how they work the sort of the honeycomb and stuff in there, where it has a sort of a kind of a waxy sweet sort of a smell to it. It's really subtle, but it blends in there nicely to where the cognac smell doesn't feel sort of astringent or sort of, rough around the edges and stuff. And they also, like I said, with the similarity and stuff, it has vanilla, cinnamon, and tonka bean with Angel Share, but it also has the cognac and caramel, I think, replaces the smell of the praline, because basically praline is kind of caramel covered nuts that are baked a little bit longer or something. They're basically a caramel nut, the praline, and then caramel in the Kismet smells basically the same as praline. So the dark chocolate, though, is an interesting addition to this one to give it a little something dark and rich.
Yes, very rich.
Yeah. So honestly, I like this one almost more than Angel Share.
Wow.
And for the crazy low price that you can get this for, like maybe $30 or something, it's just insanely good. This is something that, I think a person should grab and have in their, if you like a gourmand, I think this is something you should grab and have in your fragrance wardrobe anyway, even if you have and you like Angel Share. This is just such a good fragrance.
Yes, you could spray more of this without the guilt.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess in summing it up with these two, with Angel Share, it's a great fragrance, and I think it has inspired many other great fragrances that come along the same sorts of lines, but do it in their own way. If you want something that is a little bit more gourmand and more boozy smelling, go with the Kismet. If you want something that's kind of a little like spicier and fresh, then go with the Camera. And if you feel like spending the money and you can find it, you know, grab Angel Share because you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to add on these?
Oh, not really. I just want you guys to be able to appreciate a boozy fragrance without spending a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we made this video.
Yeah. So if you have any questions or comments and stuff, leave them in the comment section. We'll try to get back to you. I do know there is another clone that is coming out of Angel Share that is supposed to be a dead ringer for it, but I haven't been able to find that one yet. When we get a hold of that one, then we'll do a follow-up video.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.